big move by Archer. They are acquiring Lilium. Well, probably not the whole company, but let's have a look into that. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? It's time to start talking eVTOLs. As you can tell by my voice, I'm all excited. Let me just check. I've got something coming through. There we go. So we are live. We had massive news. Nobody expected this. Well, those who follow the eVTOL market, you could have expected, because we had two bidders on the eVTOL on the Lilium eVTOL manufacturer and their intellectual property. However, big coming out today. Archer Aviation have acquired. They are the winning bidder in acquiring Lilium patent or patent portfolio. So let's have a look quickly. What is the market doing? How the eVTOL market reacted? Well, first of all, we have Archer here. This is a daily chart. You can see as soon as this came out, before the opening bell, pre-opening bell, we had a good upside. We had a good run of almost 10%, and now we are selling off again. So I think this will be. I would be a bit reserved. I would be a bit careful with Archer and the whole eVTOL market with investing, because we may have some macro headwinds that can knock the prices down very drastically. So if you want to buy in, I'm not saying it's not a good time to buy. I think it's a great time to buy. Archer is actually setting the price for a massive run up, for a massive rally, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Archer around Christmas in the levels between $18 and $20. So how about that? But if we have some macro headwinds, the price can go lower, and you would have much better buying opportunity. So just something to be wary of. I'm not saying don't buy. Archer is still a buy, probably a strong buy to me, but I would probably not go all in yet. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my strategy and a bit of forewarning. What has Joby been doing today? Joby had a good recovery yesterday. Go away, ad. Joby had a good recovery yesterday. After hours, slight sell-off, and then now we are back to the previous level of before the pre-market session. We are now 1776. There is not enough catalyst in the gone days for Joby, so I'm not surprised it's slowly selling off. Probably on the back of the news as well that Joby has not acquired any of Lilium assets, but this is giving Joby massive advantage, because they have now $500 million on their balance sheet, just like that. And no doubt we will find out what is that for very soon. Vertical Aerospace, as I said to you yesterday, we are testing again the support around $5.20. Again, we touched $5.18. I think we will come back again, probably after hours. There will be a few more bounces. And then it looks like, if we look at a bigger chart, at the bigger context, it looks like we might break through this support. So we might go all the way back to 460 levels. But with Vertical Aerospace as well as Archer, there are certain milestones that have been in the pipeline, and as soon as these are out, it will have very positive effect on the stock price and the investor sentiment. So that is Vertical Aerospace. What is EHang doing? EHang have introduced their new aircraft on Monday. We covered this live for you on our channel. We had a massive upside pre-market on Monday. Then there was a good push as well towards 1850, above 1850, and there was a bit of cool off, obviously based on the macro situation. And we know that China is now very sensitive to the US market development, and how the situation around the USA market is going to develop. So China being a bit sensitive. Look, we had a sell-off right or after Monday, but now EHang is going up. And again, if we see some more updates from Donald Trump, I wouldn't be surprised if EHang goes down. However, for long term, the new hybrid aircraft is a very positive news and very positive, good update. Hover, New Horizon aircraft. Let me refresh the chart. We are having some technical difficulties. Why is this doing? What is it doing? What it is doing? Let's go back to HOVR. There we go. This is the chart. Again, as I brought to you yesterday, we actually covered Horizon aircraft. We had a day full of Horizon aircraft yesterday. We had news about their aircraft development, and we also had their earnings call. We covered their earnings call after hours yesterday. If you want to check it out, just put Hover stock, and we rank number 1 for New Horizon aircraft. If you put Hover stock in your search bar on YouTube, that will probably come out as a first video on top. So as I said yesterday, as I suggested yesterday, we have a nice parallel channel in here. And what you can see, we literally touched the bottom of the channel, and now we can see more than likely an upside. So if you see the stock coming up, if there's no more macro conditions, macro issues, you can have a nice 10% run if you buy it now. Again, not a financial advice, only my opinion, only my strategies I'm sharing with you and what I would have been doing as an investor. S&P sold off, but it's slowly coming back. And then, surprisingly, Lilium, I thought I will have no chart on Lilium. I thought it would be completely disabled, but it's still trading. I'm not sure if somebody is holding Lilium. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat who is holding Lilium and if you can still trade it, because I think all brokerages have suspended trading of Lilium. But today's news, no positive or negative cut. Well, was it positive? Was it negative? I don't know. I don't know how can somebody even trade at level $1.58 cents. I don't really know. So this was the update on the stock charts on the eVTOL market. Let me just check something quickly. I will bring up the chat. Let's have a look who we've got in the chat. If everything is working, everything is up and running. Yes. So if you have any comments, any opinions, if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, if you want to add anything, chuck it in the comment at me, and I will read it out after we've been through the news. I will tell you about what happened today, and I will tell you about Lilium as well, and what could be involved, and what Lilium has actually gone through in the past year. Let me get a bit of tea, and we are going to kick off. So what happened today? What was the big news that moved the market? Archer wins competitive bid process to acquire Lilium's patent portfolio. Lilium was founded in 2015 and spent over 1.5 billion developing advanced technologies related to electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. The Lilium patent portfolio is made up of key innovations in eVTOL technology, including ducted fans, propeller systems, high voltage systems, battery management, aircraft design, flight controls, and electric engines. Acquisition bolsters Archer's rapidly growing patent portfolio by adding another around 300 patent assets covering current and next generation eVTOL technologies. Archer's portfolio now includes over 1,000 patent assets worldwide. Well, what is Lilium doing? What actually is Lilium? Well, let's have a look. This is so it's one of the pioneers on the eVTOL market. Archer Aviation, a leading developer of electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, today announced that it has won the competitive bid process to acquire Lilium GmbH's portfolio of around 300 advanced air mobility patent assets for 18 million euros, which is about, what is it, $21 million? Not a bad price. I will tell you later, I'll tell you in a minute, what was the price for the whole Lilium buyout. So bear with me, you will find some interesting numbers, including patents related to key innovations in high voltage systems, battery management, advanced aircraft design. And you can see the design is fairly advanced. flight controls, electric engines, propellers, and ducted fans. This acquisition strengthens Archer's leadership position in next-generation electric aviation and reinforces its commitment to ensuring the US leads the way when it comes to critical eVTOL technology. The transaction follows industry consolidation in the advanced air mobility sector, including a recent acquisition of Volocopter by a Chinese buyer. Lilium's pioneer, and we have some words from the CEO. Lilium's pioneering work advanced the frontier of eVTOL design and technology, and we are excited to bring their cutting-edge technologies with the fold at Archer as we advanced our product roadmap, said Adam Goldstein, founder and CEO of Archer. Over the course of its development, Lilium spent more than $1.5 billion to develop the key enabling technologies related to its visionary eVTOL platform that was regarded by many as technologically ahead of its time. Through this purchase, Archer gains key enabling technologies that bolster its current platforms, including what is believed to be the leading patent portfolio on ducted fan technology in the world. What is the ducted fan technology? Well, have a look. This is a test flight, one of the test flights of the Lilium aircraft, Lilium Jet. And you can see these are not propellers, these are ducted fans into, not literally in the wing, but as a part of the wing, fixed part of the wing. In July, and this is very important as well, and this could be hinting, and we know Archer are very good at hints. In July 2025, the US Department of Transport and Federal Aviation Administration announced the modernization of the Special Airworthiness Certification, also known as Mosaic, final rule to drive innovation across the light sport sector. Archer believes Lilium's ducted fan technology could unlock future development in both the light sport and regional air mobility sectors. So this very aircraft could be sort of, I don't want to say gutted, but this aircraft, a lot of components, a lot of elements, a lot of technology can be used in new Archers or upgraded Archers design. I'm not saying we're going to see completely remodeled this aircraft, Archer Midnight. I think the design will stay as it is now, because we are now coming to the final phase of the test flights. We are literally days, or we should be literally days away from the new fully piloted transition aircraft, the November 704 Alpha X-ray. So hopefully this will be coming out in the coming days. And then we could see Archer flying, hopefully, the fully transition flight in the Dubai Air Show. I know this is the milestone they have been targeting. So that's why I'm saying the aircraft should be announced in the coming week or two. We are literally days away from the new aircraft rollout. If the aircraft doesn't come out, I think it's missed the deadline for the pre-tests for the Dubai Air Show. Also, interesting observation, the current test flight aircraft, November 703 Alpha X-ray, the CTOL, conventional takeoff and landing, it can't do the transition or the vertical flight, it can do only the horizontal flight, has not been seen flying for a few days. So is this already on the way to Dubai? Is this on the way to Abu Dhabi to commence their test flight phase? Who knows? Is this going through some revisions and maintenance and service? Probably. So this will all come out in the coming days. Archer has been brewing and boiling for a good run. But again, let's not go crazy. Let's probably wait. If you want to buy in now, I'm not saying it's a bad time, but probably don't go all in. Again, this is not a financial advice. This is what I would have done. I would probably wait because there might be much better opportunity to buy. So Lilium, what are we talking about? Well, what is Lilium? Why are Lilium so interesting to Archer? And what was their story? Lilium, we covered this in our newsletter. we've got a newsletter. It's our original news outlet. You get one every day with a market forecast made by Sensei. Top 5 things of the day, story of the day, deep dives, analysis, stock chart analysis, you name it, all you need for the day. I do one for Saturday, and I reflect on the eVTOL market. As well, I'm giving you news breakdowns, I'm giving you analysis, stories, you name it. In one of these, I brought our subscribers. The link is below the video, and I will pop it in the chat as well. Because there's a free trial for you, and you can see if it's worth it. So let me just get this in the chat for you, and I will talk about Lilium's story very, very shortly. Bear with me, I'm just copying this in the chat. There's also a link under the video, so if you go in the description of the video, you will find a link to our newsletter. Again, there is a 7-day free trial. There's only one way to find out if it's worth it or not, and you will not miss my Saturday one either. And I will be talking about this more in depth as well. So in one of these newsletters, I gave you the update. I gave you the news about Lilium's potential acquisition deal in the works. About a month or 5 weeks ago, there was an update, and we had a bidder, AAMG, Ambitious Air Mobility Group, was in talks to acquire Lilium for about 20 million euros. The package included a 250 million capital commitment to restart operations with an option of up to 500 million for scaling. So AAMG, Ambitious Air Mobility Group, were trying to revive Lilium. However, this has failed, and now it was the time when both Joby and Archer placed their bids. We know the outcome now. Let's continue with this story. AAMG has leased Lilium's former Oberakari, this base in Germany, airbase in Germany, and formally applied to purchase the assets. Deal is conditional on securing proof of financing for the insolvency administrators. And I definitely want to see the filing. Archer will be issuing their filing related to this and giving update on that. And I will break it down to you for you on Saturday, and we will, if there's one coming out, and there will be more details, because this is a massive move, and this will definitely go through the filing. So there will be more updates on this on my Saturday eVTOL show. Lilium's turbulent history. Lilium founded in 2015 in Germany. They developed the Lilium Jet, the one you could see in the video before, an electric VTOL air taxi. They raised around 1.3 billion euros, which is about $1.5 billion, and had big orders of up to 100 jets for Saudia Group in 2024. However, Lilium financial situation wasn't as great, and they have been through 2 bankruptcies. Not only 1, 2 bankruptcies. Late 2024, they were waiting for outcome of 2 government loans. One was the Bavarian government. It was 50 million euros, and the other one was another 50 million euros from Department of Transport of Germany. Both failed, and Lilium has paused their operations. They have ceased their operations, started laying people off, and filed for bankruptcy. Early 2025, when rescue funds from Mobile Uplift Corporation fell through, that was another one. So before Christmas, just before Christmas, you could buy Lilium. I will show you on the chart, actually. I will show you on the chart what happened in there. You could buy Lilium. Let me zoom out. Let's get to the yearly chart. Okay, it's not working. Why is it not working? Lilium. Let me refresh it. A reload. By the way, I was going to check Lilium's website. Can somebody access Lilium website? Because I can't. I don't know if it's been disabled or not, but I cannot access the Lilium website. So this was around Christmas. We are here. You can see the spike in the volume. You can see the spike in the volume here. The price was not, well, we were, okay, let me rephrase this. We were literally in cents, in tens of cents. So the price went all the way down to sort of 20 something cents. And then we had a big spike. It went a bit up and down, but it was not good for trading. Then we had a bit of more development. Sorry, here in December, we had a bit of more development after, but unfortunately, this attempt at recovery and revival has failed as well. Who was the Mobile Uplift Corporation? It was a consortium of investors. Investors were trying to revive Lilium. They raised over $200 million to revive, resurrect the operations. However, it didn't happen, and the operations fully halted in February 2025. And then mass staff departures to competitors. I will talk about this very shortly. So again, yeah, we have the detail of the AAMG consortium, including Lux Aviation, Sigma Air Mobility, and Ambitious Group. Aviation plus infrastructure plus capital expertise plus ties to Asia Pacific through Air Mobility Japan. However, didn't come through, and Lilium has fell through to the dark hole of failed startups. So Archer are acquiring over 10 years of experience, research and development, and new product. What do we think? What do we think could be affected product, or which Archer could go with? Well, Archer already hinted. Again, this is part of another newsletter. The FAA have unlocked, have announced, they finalized their Mosaic, the modernization of special airworthiness certification rule. And this is unlocking better opportunities for light sports aircraft manufacturers and for light sports aircraft pilots and operators. Basically, the light sports aircraft was originally very strict and very limited category of aircraft, and now it's been expanded. It's been expanded to eVTOLs as well, to multi-rotor and electric powered aircraft as well. So I'm not saying Archer Midnight is part of this category because it's for commercial use and it's slightly heavier. However, if we can develop a smaller version of this aircraft, that could fall into the Mosaic scheme. And this is probably what Archer are going at. So again, here are some updates, here's some breakdown, and you can see the concept. I think this is the original Archer's concept. And are they going to revive their original prototype and fit it with the duct fans, same as we can see here? So are we going to see a hybrid between this and this beauty? Who knows? Who knows? But potentially we can see a two-seater eVTOL aircraft, electric eVTOL aircraft manufactured by Archer. However, this is a long run. This is not something that will be affecting Archer in the coming days or weeks. So this is great news for Archer. What we've got here. More updates on Archer. Why Archer is doing so well? Well, as I already said, they have been through certain milestones. We know that Archer has had good upside since October, when we had a good retraction back to $9. I told you on my Saturday show, it might not be long. It will be days, and we would see a massive upside of Archer. It happened. We hit the 52-week high. retracted back, and again it will be bouncing up and down, and now it looks like we are finally on the uptrend. Why this happened? Well, this was the Salinas California International Air Show in Salinas. We could see Archer flying with Joby together on their home base, on their home ground. First time ever, two electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Although Archer didn't fly the vertical phase, but we could see their prototypes flying side by side in front of the public. That was the first time ever we could see two eVTOL manufacturers flying their aircraft side by side. There was a good reaction over the weekend. And what happened here? On Monday, the previous weekend, there was an app summit in Arkansas. It is a startup summit. It is a summit. It is a trade show of startups, high tech and high-end companies. There was Tesla, obviously Archer, Blue Origin, Boom Supersonic. I think Whisk was there. I think Joby had their little stand there as well. And Archer happened to be in the same corner with Tesla. Don't know if intentionally or not, but it started clicking and ticking that little rumor that Archer might be tied up with Tesla. And is Tesla actually developing their own eVTOL aircraft, or are they going to work with Archer? And you could see the massive reaction on the day, just to sell off before the closing bell. So Archer hit $14.70 and went just slightly above, and then we had a good sell-off all the way back to $11. And now it looks like we will hit the 52-week high again in the coming days if there are no macro headwinds. And this, obviously, you can see this fueled the stock sentiment positively up. Tesla, why I'm mentioning Tesla? Are they really involved with Archer? Probably not, but are they really developing their flying car? Are they really developing their eVTOL? Well, there's only one way to find out. Next Wednesday, after hours, I'll be here covering the Tesla earnings call. In that earnings call, we know that Elon Musk, he likes to not drop some hints. He likes to spill the beans. And if something is happening, if something is in the pipeline, there's no doubt we will hear it on the earnings call. So Wednesday, after hours, I'll be here covering the Tesla earnings. So that was my little invitation. Archer seemed to be recovering now, maybe recovering from the little sell-off today. So let's see what will happen. Do we have? Let's address your comments. So do we have? What do you think? Do we have? Right, Steven is here. Lama Tenzin, I haven't seen you here before. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like the content, and if you are invested in Archer, and if you like this sector. I'm covering eVTOL market daily live with the news. Yesterday I was live with Horizon Aircraft news. Monday I was live covering the EHang new hybrid aircraft. Today, boom, we have great news. So if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. And come back tomorrow, because there will be more news. Angie says Archer had a nice upswing because of a great announcement. Vaz will talk about it. Then the China news readjusted the stock because of China instability. In your opinion? Yeah. Again, the whole USA-China tension has been building up, and it's more and more tense. Lama Tenzin says, thanks for the video. Zach is here. Fly, baby, fly. Sorry, Vas, for missing your event. I'll be few thousand feet up in the air. Oh, Zach is flying on an eVTOL. I love it. I talked about Lilium. Here is a link to the previous, and it should be pinned. Yeah, that's not pinned, but there is a link in there to the previous Lilium video if you want to have a look on the latest news before today on Lilium. Thank you, Vaz, for showing us the world of eVTOLs. Because of you, I have position in Archer, Joby, Horizon, and larger position in Vertical. Congratulations, James. Congratulations, you are in the right place, especially for Horizon and Vertical. Aaron, as Demir is here. Fat coin, huge volume coming. Fat coin buy. Okay, I'm not into crypto, but thanks for the tip. Probably speak with Sensei before you buy any altcoins. Kryptonite 84 was up, good, then dumped. Yes, this seems to be a trend with Archer. It always pulls up and then it sells off and it dumps. So again, that's why I'm saying be careful with buying in. Probably don't go crazy. Just buy a bit, wait for further development, give it a day or two. Let's see how it develops, because I wouldn't be surprised if we sell off tomorrow and we will be touching the $12 mark. I wouldn't be surprised at all. AC says, hi Vaz, can you please give some insights on Vertical Aerospace? Yes, I can give you some insights on Vertical Aerospace. We had an Vertical Aerospace organized an event. Let me just bring this to you. By the way, those who want to be in touch with the eVTOL market and all the news and my content, on X, my handle is at eVTOLHUB, eVTOL Hub. That's my brand, and I am broadcasting on Martyn Lucas Investor Live. So if we have a look at Vertical Aerospace, we have some news. We have some news. A new chapter for advanced air mobility in Saudi Arabia. I didn't want to share it yet because I had the news with Archer, but I will share this later with you as well, and I'll give you my opinion on this and more news on Saturday on my Saturday live eVTOL show. Vertical Aerospace was honored to host the Vertical Aerospace eVTOL Discovery Day in Riyadh, in partnership with I can't read this. This is a government body of Saudi Arabia. I can't read this, sorry. The National... sorry, it's explained here. The National Industrial Development Center, NIDC. Members of our executive and flight test team, together with His Excellence engineer. Basically, this was a conference hosted and organized by Vertical Aerospace. You could see the Capital Markets Day held by Vertical Aerospace about a month ago. It was probably the best eVTOL content I've ever brought to this channel. We got tickets to the first row to the investor conference, and you could hear the sentiment, you could hear the openness, the honesty of the directors, you could hear the well-structured company and how everything seems to be working, not working out, also working out, but working together and clicking together. So Vertical Aerospace looks to me like a massive upside as long as they have their finances sorted. There's one big obstacle, it's not a small obstacle, is the financial side. However, if we have good funding, it doesn't have to be all in one hit. If we have good continuous funding, I have no doubt Vertical Aerospace will pull this off, and they actually might deliver the market-leading aircraft in many metrics. So just something to think about. So hopefully that helps, and we are looking out for more updates and news coming from Vertical. I'm talking to Vertical. I should be bringing you some more exclusive content soon. Kryptonite says, I have a leap until 2027. Don't know what that means, but congratulations. Frantic, what's the good news with Vertical Aerospace milestones? Well, we are days away. We could see some activity on the ground. I've got eyes on the ground, don't worry. We are waiting for the new aircraft. There will be aircraft 3, and we are waiting for the piloted eVTOL flights. And me personally, I think we are just few days away from this. So again, as on the previous flight, no doubt, as soon as we find out, you will know it here. You will find out here. So that is the good news with Vertical. 2 milestones, new aircraft 3 will be considered airworthy, and the piloted test flight for the vertical and transition phase, which is phase 4. And Nick Jones says, I'm holding Lilium still. Can only sell it, not buy, but I'm holding. Wow. I can't even sell it. I can't even offload it. I can't even get rid of it. Angie says, hey Vaz, thank you Angie for joining me. Here is the newsletter link. Seth Houston says, considering, well, you are considering to buy Lilium, don't buy it. It's nonsense. They literally just got it. The rest, they pulled out the skeleton out of the carcass, and it's nothing. It's, yeah. Even if you had the chance, I wouldn't buy it. Seth Houston says, good day all. Angie says, Vaz, look into Futurum robots flying Archer eVTOLs. It was the post this afternoon. Futurum robots. Was it on X? Or, hang on. Archer Aviation. I'm not sure, Angie, what that is. We are on Archer's page. I will have a look. I'll have a look later, Angie. Thanks for the tip. So, what is Archer doing? We are stagnating at the $13 level. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way down to 12. And I've got something for you. Where do we have it? I've got some of the patents that could be relevant, and I've got also some updates on the Lilium stuff. So we know that Lilium have been through 2 bankruptcies. Those who just stayed with me, those who didn't go away, thank you very much for joining, and I will now give you a little treat. I will give you some more information. So we had basically as soon as the dilution was not dilution, the first bankruptcy was announced, the operations were slowed down and then halted. After a few weeks, they were halted completely. On the back of this, the staff started leaving, and we know that a lot of staff have left for other eVTOL suppliers and manufacturers. And we know there were some engineers leaving for Joby. Archer have acquired all engineering office of 3 or 4 engineers. Volocopter have acquired some stuff. Vertical Aerospace have acquired some stuff, and I will give you a little update. So we have Chief Operating Officer Ives Yemsi. He announced on December his department, and they joined LatteCore, which is a LatteCore Group CEO. He's the president, and they are, I don't even know what they do. Sorry, I should have had this ready. We also have the Chief Financial Officer Oliver Vogelgesang, and he left in April 2024, and the post-bankruptcy new role in November 2024. He left for Volocopter. Funny enough, he didn't get away from a bankruptcy because Volocopter has gone through bankruptcy as well. And Volocopter was actually bought out, I think in March or April. They were bought out by a Chinese manufacturer. We also have Steve Velakot, Chief Technology Officer and Head of Design. Early 2025, new role in mid 2025, and he joined Vertical Aerospace. And again, I brought you this news in our newsletter. So he's the vice president of airworthiness and head of design. And one of the staff and directors leaving, or senior staff, John Wyzykowski, head of propulsion, new role. He started new role with Horizon Aircraft. Again, one of the companies we cover fairly regularly. If you want, I can reach out to Horizon and we can talk to John about his role in Lilium as well, if you want. And in terms of patents, I put some notes together. I did my own research, and I also asked ChatGPT because there was very, very little time. But what we have in terms of patents, the most significant patents filed and held by Lilium. So it's the complete aircraft, vertical takeoff aircraft. Describes a mechanism to stow and deploy a ducted fan propeller, which is literally this very aircraft, with an aircraft's wing of aircraft's wing of fuselage. A cylindrical ducted rotor can be retracted into receiving chamber and deployed as needed for eVTOL, enabling smooth fuselage when stowed. This innovation improves aerodynamics by integrating ducted fans into the airframe. We also have aerofoil for an aircraft and an aircraft. So it introduces a wing, which is aerofoil, with pivoting, trailing lift bodies, flaps, which house the fans, the ducted fans. In cruise, the flaps align to form continuous wing profile. Let me just give you this video. It will be probably better for explanation. So in cruise, the flap aligns to form a continuous wing profile. For takeoff landing, the flap tilts down to increase lift, like you can see here on the video. Notably, an engine or electric fan is mounted on the flap, so tilting is also vectors thrust upwards for VTOL and assistance. This design enhances low speed lift and integrates propulsion into the wing flaps. So Archer have acquired this full technology. The whole wing, the flaps, and the fans built into the wing. So this whole system, this is what Archer have acquired. We also have wing assembly and aircraft. For an aircraft, discloses a wing with a fixed main section and multiple pivotable flap sections along its span. Each flap can individually rotate downward, which you could see literally a few seconds ago when the aircraft was doing maneuvers. The fans look like this. It doesn't have to transition into the hover, it uses it to maneuver the aircraft. Each flap can individually rotate downward or align horizontally to form a smooth wing shape. An aircraft with at least one pair of such wings is described. So again, this is not only the Lilium jet, the aircraft, there's more patents and more projects and designs Archer have acquired. There's around 300 designs and patents. Integrated flap control unit. An integrated electronic controller that can drive both an electric engine motor and flap servo motor from one unit. It includes power input, data input, computing section, and separate output interfaces for engine motors and servo actuators. This allows coordinated control of propulsion and control surfaces, simplifying the aircraft's high voltage power and control system. We also have cooling for an electric drive of a fan. We also have battery housing for accommodating battery cells, and we have method of producing a battery device. And I think this will be the key component and one of the key reasons why Archer have acquired this patent portfolio. So what is this about? A manufacturing method for eVTOL battery module. It involves stacking battery cells into a module, inserting the module into a dedicated compartment of battery housing, and then sealing the compartment. This method facilitates modular battery installation and replacement, improving safety and maintainability of high voltage system. So me personally, I think Archer went after this wing design because they can now develop. They can go probably back to their original design and they can upgrade it and enhance this design into a new aircraft. And also what I think they are going after is the battery production and the battery systems. Because Archer, as much as they are happy with the performance of their aircraft, they never mentioned anything positive about their batteries. And if you have electric powered aircraft and you are happy with your batteries, you are happy with the performance of the aircraft, you would definitely mention this. And we never get any mention, any remarks from Archer about their battery performance. So I think this could be Archer's weak spot. Again, I'm not an engineer. I don't know anything about the actual design or the performance of the aircraft. This is my own observation, but I think this will be the key point why they acquired the whole Lilium portfolio. So that's it. Is there anything else you would like me to know, or are you going to see me tomorrow, or are you going to meet me on Saturday on my Saturday morning show, the Saturday Live eVTOL show? Surf and mobility thoughts. I don't have any thoughts. Ninja Cowboy. I need to look into it. To be fair, it's been out of my sight for a while, so I don't have any updates. I don't have any news. Oh, Seth Houston is considering for Archer. Yeah. Okay. Loaded says refresh the chart. What's going on? Hang on. Getting some lag. Yeah, it's still the same. 1294. Yeah, but I didn't refresh it. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. But it's still the same level. We had a slight bounce up, and now it's going back down again. So if I zoom in to the day, yeah, this looks to me like it's gonna fall through this resistance of 1290 something. So again, perhaps just give it a couple of hours, or give it a day or two, and wait for a better entry opportunity. However, for a long term investment, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all if you buy Archer for 1290 or 12 or 1150, because if you are there for the long term, the upside is massive. We could see one of the analysts, and again, I need to look into this and I want to break this down, have targeted Archer for $150 per share by 2030. It's a very bold statement. So I need to look into the analysis and see why is that. But by 2035, I would not be surprised if Archer is 10x and more. So do we have any more questions? I could show you the chart, shouldn't I? I didn't show you the chart, sorry. Forgot to switch the scenes. So yeah, you can see slight bounce. I wouldn't be surprised if we break through this support around 1290 and we go all the way down to 12 probably tomorrow. Please, about the robots, they are very advanced in technology and great for being used in testing and flying aircraft in future. Okay, I will have a look. Thanks for the tip. Futurum robots. Okay, I will. You might be onto something, Angie here. Ashton Grinner says, I showed up late. Did you go over any new info on Vertical? Yes, we had an update. They held a conference in Saudi Arabia, one of the early eVTOL market adapters. Also, one of the biggest market in terms of first customers and the first deliveries for customers as well. There will be some more updates in the coming days. I'm working with Vertical on, I'm trying to bring you some more exclusive content as well. So stand by, you are in the right place, because we exclusively bring you the news for Vertical Aerospace here on the channel. We are pretty much the only channel covering Vertical Aerospace almost daily. Just saying. So that's me. Thank you very much for joining. Don't forget, on Wednesday after hours, we'll be talking about Tesla, and we'll be looking into the potentially flying aircraft and air taxi venture. So that's it from me. Tomorrow morning, join Sensei. Is he still live? Because he was running parallel with me. Let me just check if Sensei is still live, and I will send you to Sensei. I don't think he is. Yes, he is. So I will send you. Wow, we have Ripple CEO live, XRP Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. Right, so I will send you to Sensei's event. Stay where you are. I will redirect everyone to Sensei's event. Bear with me. And you can find some news about crypto. Where are we with this? Bear with me. Just working on that right now. How do I edit this? Okay, that's not working. We will do we'll do it this way. I'm now working on redirecting you to Sensei. Bear with me. Why is it? There we go. Stream settings. I've got it now. So I will send you to Sensei. When you join Sensei, tell him Vaz sent me, so he can see you joined him from my event. Not that he needs it. He's got like 600 people watching, but join Sensei. I'm closing the stream now with the good news from Sensei as well. Good news from the eVTOL market. Tomorrow, pretty much same time, same place. And I'll catch you later. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.